Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Elyachar, the chief content producer and writer of jakestake.com, a pop culture entertainment news website. Now, before we get started, and if you're listening or watching this, please give us a five-star rating on the podcast audio system. And also, please subscribe to and give us a like on YouTube and also a subscription on YouTube as well. I'm very excited today because I am welcoming singer-songwriter and creator of Funktry music. He has an upcoming album called True for Nair, so please help me welcome Beau Nair.
What's up, y'all? How you doing? Beau Nair right here on your screen. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome, Beau. You're so welcome. So, Beau, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk to me today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. What's on your mind?
All right, so let's get started, Beau. When did you get interested in music, and how did that passion evolve into the desire to pursue a career in the recording industry?
Well, like most people, I had a young awakening into music. My pappy, he used to drive me around in his Camaro, and he had an 8-track player, when he had 8 tracks and stuff, and just riding around listening to like some good Allman Brothers and stuff like that. It got me really appreciating the music. And then we had no piano at home. Wasn't the best piano at all, but it worked. It was Granny Nair's, I think, and I used to plunk on it and make my own stuff up. Just make stuff up. I didn't know what I was doing. But what happened was my journey took me around, traveling around, living in different states and different places. It was when I came to California that everything just clicked. And I felt like I reached a new level with the music that I was creating out of my mind.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what brought you to Cal? So you spend, like, I read your bio before we get started, everybody. I read Beau. Every time I go into a podcast, I always read Beau's bio. And Beau's been around everywhere in almost the United States.
I love the United States. They ain't maybe so united right now, but every state you go to, people share warmth and generosity that extends to every aspect of life. I've had wonderful times living in just about every southern state, Texas even too. Texas got some parts that are, some that I favor over the others, like every state, But every time I go, the people are so warm and lovely where I go, and I have a great time. So coming out to California, I feel like this is kind of a land of dreamers. It's kind of a land of doers and movers and shakers. So I'm moving and shaking and doing.
Awesome. So let's get started. So who are some of your biggest influences, and how did they make an impact on your artistry?
Well, I got to tell you, some of my influences are a little out of the box for a outlaw country guy like myself. For instance, growing up, my mother loved to play the Bee Gees. So I got what the funk was all about. All them songs made my booty move, right? Very important part. Years later, I was recognizing that as I grew up, I was watching the Partridge Family too, and the songwriting and the wrecking crew and all the instruments down there really left a mark. Hal Blaine on the drums, you know what's up. And then later on in my life, it was when I saw Baby Spice, Emma Bunton in the Spice Girls, and I was like, man, if I could just achieve a level of notoriety and fat cash, I might be able to attract a woman like Emma Bunton. And then I recognized, no, a woman like Emma Bunton ain't going to love me for the cash and the fame and all that kind of stuff. She's going to love me for who I am in my heart. She's going to hear it in my music, my funky grooves. Emma, if you're listening, if you're watching, say you'll be there. I'll be there. I want to be your lover. I don't even need to get with your friends. Oh, Spice Girls. Hey, thank you.
Really good music influences, because the Bee Gees, holy smokes, More Than a Woman, then Staying Alive, the entire Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, plus Immortality of Celine Dion, a lot of great stuff right there.
Absolutely. Barry Gibb's one of the greatest living songwriters. You look up everything that Barry Gibb wrote. That guy did some amazing stuff. A lot of kids today, young people today, they don't know. I like to spread some of the older music because it does not go away. It's timeless. You put on a Bee Gees song like Love You Inside and Out. You're all inside and out. It feels great. Still feels great. Still hits. That's what's up. If music still hits, you know it's timeless the further you get away from when it was made. Right?
Absolutely. And I always tell my folks about this, that I would rather listen to your generation music than my generation of music at times, because the thing is, there's not any big blending of genres. There's not any big, there's more simplistic melodies or more timeless melodies versus like, okay, 24/7 Fame Machine, Fame Factory, you're gone out and not remembered.
Yeah, look at the best records of 50 years ago, like 1971, 72. Look at the top records of those years. The variety, diversity, the real instrumentation, no auto tuning. It wasn't even, you had to sing. You had to be able to do a take where you actually sang. We didn't fix it in the mix. That's why when you hear my music, you're not hearing auto tuning. You're not hearing editing. You're hearing raw funk tree, country and funk. How narrow are the grooves of country music in this modern bro country age? So narrow. Make your tushy too tight. It needs to loosen up. That's where I come in.
Absolutely. I was wondering if you're going to describe Funktry to my audience, and I think it's a really good thing because I remember years ago there was an R&B and country album that came together. Some of the top R&B artists and plus some top country artists came together, and for some really good songs.
I tell you, the songwriting is key, and I stand behind my songs. I feel like my songs are good, but also I play the bass. All right, and here's the difference between just going do 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 and boo doo doo boop 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 doo doo doo. You gotta have the funk. And I absorbed the funk over the years. Everywhere I went, I was conscious of a lot of music, but it was the funk that drove me. James Brown and all the Blackbirds, Donald Byrd, doing it after dark in Rock Creek Park. Come on, man, that's the good stuff.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. And I definitely think that Funktry could be very useful in today's country because I'm thinking that bro country is going a little downhill and there's a lot more of country crossover as I have in my Apple Music library where it's basically
but is there? It's just a little bit of frosting on just the formula. That's what it is everywhere you hear the formula. Everybody's got the formula. They do the chorus and it goes like this, and it's just boring. The drums are boring, the bass is boring, the keyboards. It stays right in the middle and it barely swings, and occasionally somebody plays a fiddle. I am not down with that. I'm down with real instrumentation. I play the piano, I play the bass, I play the drums, I play the guitar, and I sing the songs. And that's what it's about. I'm like Prince meets Frank Zappa of the country world. Where is my place there? I'm making my own place, baby. When you
and I'm glad
on top.
I'm glad you're making your own place because I'm making my own place because I've been doing this for over 11 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You stick with it, right? You got the drive. You flip the switch every time you come on and you say, this is going to be one of the greatest ones I ever did.
100%.
It's 110%. That's what I like to call it because you're giving it that extra 10. You're pushing it a little extra harder. You're stepping on the pedal and giving it just that much more gas. And sir, I'm giving it the gas. This is the year of the water tiger. I don't know if you follow the Chinese zodiac. Usually it's the year of the tiger, but every, I think 60 years or so, I think 1962 was the last time of the year, the water tiger. The tiger is my spirit animal, and I'm a bodyboarder. I ride in the waves on my boogie, woo, get the barrel and stuff like that. So the water tiger, super meaningful. I feel like this is what's coming. This is why this is my year. This is why I'm here with you, one of the greatest podcasters ever to cast a pod.
Wow, thank you very much for that compliment. I really appreciate it. And I also follow the Chinese zodiac, and I'm also a dragon.
I like that, the dragon. Hey, you're sometimes you're a dragon in disguise, right? You don't need everybody knowing you're the dragon. And every once in a while, you gotta raise your wings, flap at your tail, and breathe some fire, right? Am I talking right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
You seem like a mellow gentleman, but you don't push him to a point. You respect his boundaries, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have to set some boundaries.
Yes.
So speaking of challenges and being with the boundaries, so what have been some of the challenges that you faced breaking into today's music industry, and how do you overcome those obstacles?
The challenges of everything has changed, first of all. The way it used to be, where you signed to a record label, they put you in the studio, whatnot. You got to do a lot of work on your own. And now you got more distribution channels of your own, putting videos out like I do on Instagram and TikTok and places like that. Look me up on the Instagram, Beau Nair, Beau. You can find me anytime. We can put ourselves out there, not just with the music, but also talk to people and do things. I go on camera, I go down to the beach, and I go places, and you end up living a bit of a public life, but it gets a connection with a much wider sense of people. In terms of the business, I don't know, man. How do you make money in the modern age? You sell tickets to shows. I'm gonna be doing hopefully some shows by the fall that are going late summer. Knock your socks off with all my songs, and you can sell merchandise. I got a lot of great merchandise, t-shirts and mugs and stuff. I got a semi-nude calendar coming for 2024 for those with the constitution to handle a little more. And there's a lot of different ways you do it. But I think it's the live show that's going to bring the people in eventually for me, because I'm about to lay it down thicker than a brick, my friend.
Absolutely. And also live shows I miss going to live shows over the past 2 years. It's like it's been a while since I've heard live music and I miss that feeling. So what were you happy about when you got back on the stage after all these months of performing?
Just getting into the studio again and recording some more, and just getting together with some of the fellas and ladies too. I sometimes play with some female musicians who just rock it. Getting together and playing the music, feeling it come alive is so unique. So as I get my show together for live stage, and people start to listen to my songs and clamor for the live experience, it's all going to culminate, I think, at the right time. I'm telling you, the water tiger is about to strike, and my album, Truth or Nair. So what I got is this Friday coming up. I don't know when the podcast is going to run. This Friday, I got my first video for "I'm So Hard," a song about that I'm hard to resist. I don't want you thinking I'm being too cheeky on your show, just a little cheeky. But and then I got another single, "Funk You," with a fantastic video I did with the director here in Los Angeles. And then the album comes out towards the end of the month. Truth and Nair, 12 songs that are going to titillate you on many levels. I can't wait till you hear it. And then I actually have a lot of music stacked up after that, so I'm going to start rolling it out factory style. And like I said, straight to the booty. You take the Bee Gees and maybe like Marty Robbins, I don't know, put that together. Well, I can't say the combination. You're going to tell me, you'd be like, I don't even know, man. Supertrain, what are you doing?
Absolutely. I gotta talk about "I'm So Hard" because it's a good song that I laughed several times during that song.
I think bringing more laughter to the world in its current state is probably one of the greatest things that somebody could do. Look, we need to laugh. We need to blow off some steam. We need to talk about something a little like cheeky. Ooh, isn't that cheeky? I don't need to be too dirty. I do have some songs that are a little dirty, but hey, man, I'm an adult. My music is meant for adults, but I got to catch a melody. Hey, gets in your head. Hey, makes you laugh. Excellent. I've done my job. I funked you out. I made you laugh. I brightened your day and give you a little song in your head to sing. I'm so hard to resist. You got
Oh
it.
my God, that is so great because I listened to that song and I'm like, I almost popped up several of the song lyrics and I'm like, don't say it in front of your family, do not say it in front of your coworkers. So I'm like, you can listen to it, but I gotta say, that chorus is so hook worthy and so ear candy worthy. It's not even funny.
Right. Underneath all of the low-hanging fruit humor that I like to delve into. I'm a big fan of things that make you laugh and are funny. Hey, man, when we were in 8th grade, we thought somebody that had a tootie booty and it was funny. It's still funny, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the whole idea is behind all this, you're going to hear a serious songwriter, a serious musician. You can be a serious musician without having to sit up there and sing some sort of serious song. I want to sing a song about a menage a trois I had. I'm going to sing it. It's going to be from the heart and a little bit from the lungs.
And not to mention the fact people have made careers out of those. Like look at Weird Al.
He don't exactly have a failure of a career. And that guy was in school for like architecture or something. He just happened to go take a cassette tape and give it to Dr. Demento, who played it and had him on the show. So you get out there with your music, you get out there any way you can. And nowadays, the proverbial cassette tape is videos and podcasts, and everybody in the world can see it. And I hope they do. I'm working on more videos. I'm having a fun time getting out there and strut my stuff around the city. Ladies.
Awesome. So I want to talk to you about your upcoming album, Truth or Nair, that you mentioned earlier. So can you describe this album to my audience and the recording process of it?
Well, as you may expect, I'm an inspired man. When I came out here to California, I tried out some of California's greener options and found myself in a whole new mental space that I had never been before. And once I started writing songs last year, well, it was like the floodgates opened up. I holed up myself in my little studio cabin I got, and I worked these songs. And I wrote a lot more songs than what's coming out, but I don't want to overwhelm everybody. So these are the first 12. And Truth or Nair really lays out a variety of tunage. You got stuff that will funk your booty. There's also a couple of tear-jerking ballads. Maybe not a tear, but they're jerking ballads for sure. They're great. I hope everybody enjoys my tunes and then gets hungry for more, because sooner than later, I'm gonna keep dropping these albums on you, and you're gonna be like, how many albums does this guy have? All of them. I'm ready. The water tiger's coming. The claw's way out.
And that's what I've noticed a lot about, especially with country music. Especially with country music, it seems like every year that there are artists that do something every year, and then there's artists like, especially with pop, they do 2 years, and then like, or every 3 years. So, have you got yourself ready?
Well, that's the business. That's the business says you can only put out so much and work it for so long and do it like this. This is how it has to be done, and everything has changed. Do you know why? No other artist has put out 8 albums in 1 year because they don't write them like that. Right, Greg Ken? They don't write them like that anymore. Listen, I write them like that. I'm putting these records out, and you're going to see an outflow that no artist could touch. I'm coming to stake my claim. You understand? It's just let the music do the talking, Joe Perry style. I'm not coming to talk no big talk. I'm coming to walk the walk.
I'm glad to hear it. So, have you thought about collaborations with like singers, with songwriters, with musicians?
All the time. Call me up, Miranda Lambert. Let's collaborate. I like to get together and do some collaborating. I would love to write songs with everybody and anybody. I'd love to play some funky bass. Somebody's like, man, this song seems really just sterile. Something's just not right about it. Call in Beau Nair. Let him come in and funk up on that bass. Let him lay down some of that funky keyboards, little Rhodes, little clavinet with the wah-wah pedal. Woo! Boy, I'll lay that funk down so hard, you will watch many crackers start to crack. I'm telling you.
Awesome, awesome. So, what, as you said, you are on top of social media. So, what are some of your favorite platforms?
I think right now, Instagram's kind of where people been following me the most. It's hard. TikTok is not quite ready for what I have to lay out there. And I get it. There's a lot of younger people on TikTok don't need necessarily a more adult influence, if you know what I mean. So I'm happy to be where the people need me. Although I heard that teenage boys find me hilarious, which is pretty funny because if I was a teenage boy, I would find me hilarious too. I'm so hard, really.
Who knows? They might be playing some talent shows.
Well, like I said, I like to laugh too. You ever see Mary Poppins? You ever see that movie?
Oh my God, I watched that 1,000,000 times.
So I like to laugh when they're all laughing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. Look, there's so much hurt and hate in the world. The world needs laughter and funkiness and ridiculousness and all that. I won't bring that. I think that's a gift. But like I said, I'm going to stick some hooks in your head and a little earworm in your ear and a little wiggling in your booty.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we got to get started. We got to start winding down our conversation. So do you, what do you have any, what, if you had a chance to meet with an up-and-coming singer-songwriter that wants to take their career to the next level, what advice do you share?
You have to be as true to your vision as possible. Don't water it down for nobody. Don't let anybody tell you this is what you're supposed to do because this is the way that people do it. The thing is, the people who did the greatest stuff did stuff that sometimes people wasn't ready for, but it didn't look or sound like anything else. You look at David Bowie, Life on Mars, coming out in that video, looking like that with the hair and the eyes. Like, of course I transformed myself into Ziggy Stardust. What are you doing today? Right? So that kind of vision must not be tainted with other people's fears or ideas of what people will buy or the market will sell. My music on the front and isn't necessarily something you're like, take this to market. But guess what? As it gets out there and the Funktry weaves its magic on the people, on the ears, on the minds and the booties of people worldwide, it's going to have its effect and my wing of the building will expand. Every great artist makes their own wing. That's right. Jimi Hendrix, you name it. They did something that nobody else could do and hasn't done since. A singular star.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So my final question, are you ready, Beau?
I am prepared.
All right, so where can my audience find your music? And also, where can my audience find you on social media?
I'm glad you asked. I do put my videos up on the YouTube, but Instagram is pretty much the place to find me the most. I go on there sometimes, at least leave comments for people so we can get a little chat about what's going on. Facebook, TikTok, but Instagram seems to be the place. Hey, who knew? I also got a website, beaunair.com. And I would love to hear from people. And as these songs roll out, my music's going to be streaming. Right now, it's on the SoundCloud, along with some answer machine messages that I left for some different people that might have had a different kind of day once they had a listen. I think you'll appreciate those.
I've actually listened to some of them before we got on, and they were hysterical.
You are welcome. I had a good time making them, and that's what I like to put out. So that's on the SoundCloud. Some of it's on streaming. Wherever you stream music or download it, look for Beau Nair. Wherever you go on the SoundCloud, you will find Beau Nair. And eventually, more will be coming out. So just stay in those places, and I'll be right in your faces. Boom.
Awesome, Beau. So, guys, if you had a chance, if you missed an episode of the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar podcast, visit our channels on Apple Podcasts, Deezer, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Spotify, and Spreaker. It's Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar, JACOBELYACHAR. Now, are you on social media? Because I'm on social media too. Please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Jacob Elyachar, JACOBELYACHAR. So, Beau, as I said earlier, 11 years this August. That's jakes-shake.com, my platform. So you have any articles, interviews, and reviews, you can find it there.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it. Congratulations on 11 years. That's fantastic. May you have many, many more.
I have one more plug to say. If you are financially able to, please consider heading to PayPal to help keep jakes-shake.com up and running. I'm a one-man band. I do everything, including preparing for questions to talk to Beau Nair and to schedule all the interviews and to edit some of the podcasts. So please, that'd be great. Beau, thank you so much. I have a feeling we're going to be hearing a lot of you for years to come.
Thank you very much. Great to see you. See you soon.
Awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening. Until next time, have a great one, everybody. Goodbye.